It's the most important match day for us in the whole season, and it's true that we are struggling to get a good amount of points each match day from the beginning, but we are closer to the top 6 more than ever. Good opponent ahead. We are pretty much better each day, and the confidence in the team is super hard as well. We are super motivated. We really want to really show to the world how good we are. So that's it.
It will be a very, very hard game against Bayern München. We are in 7th place, they are in 8th place. The difference is 2 points, and there are only 2 match days left. So for both of us, it's everything is on the line. We need the points. They need the points to make it into top 6. So I expect, a very, very, very tough game. And
well, what an action-packed day we've had so far, Harry. A lot has happened. Dreams have potentially been made. And we've had some heartbreak along the way as well. Commiserations to, of course, Celtic and Galatasaray, who apparently mathematically can now not qualify for the knockout stages. But we have this final game left. Bayern München versus Manchester United. And this game is incredibly important because both of these two teams sit currently outside of the knockout stages in 7th and 8th with 19 and 17 points, Manchester United and Bayern Munich, respectively. So this is huge.
It is absolutely huge. And I'm trying to do the maths in my head. And I think if United gets 6 points here, then that would knock Bayern out of the competition. That's a big if. Well, I'm going to leave that to people smarter than mine. Than me.
I think that would give them 6 points behind Barcelona with the final game to go.
And then, of course, because United would leapfrog Barcelona, that would push Barcelona outside of the top 6. So with 6 points here for United, they could mathematically eliminate Bayern out of the competition. So you cannot afford to slip up here if you're Bayern. But if there's one thing that we know about the men on the left-hand side of your screen is that they are big game players. They've been put in some form together in the latter stages of the season. They've really turned it around, but the question is, have those results that they let go earlier on, or are they going to come back to haunt them?
Yeah, remember, Harry, as well, one of the players in the bottom left-hand side of your screen has, I believe, never been one of 3 players to never fail to score in a match day, and that is Jose, of course, for Bayern Munich. So if he were to get on the score sheet again today, it might go some way to seeing them propel up into the knockout stages. You never know. You never know. But it's going to be Bayern Munich kicking from left to right in their all red versus Manchester United from right to left in their black and white away strip. Harry, take us away.
Well, absolutely. It's going to be our final match of the match day, where we've seen teams eliminated, teams qualify, and both of these two clubs would love to be in that conversation going into match day 9 in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to be tense, it's going to be nervy, but both clubs have proven they can string together decent performances. Here is Jose going for goal in the opening moments of the match. First real chance, it goes Bayern's way. Struck it well, had decent height. the first corner of the match to be swung in by Matchday. Looking for Schüller in there as well. Be another corner. Matchday standing over it again. Look out for Müller on that far post. Third corner in a row now. This one will find its way through, and it will be a fourth corner. Just stacking up the corners here are Bayern. Javi Martinez, Choupo-Moting's in there as well with Alex Alguacil. Well, he won the best goal of the last match day. That one just off balance. Couldn't quite steer it goalward. Some defending to do here for United. It will come back to Bayern. As it'll actually come all the way through to Koeman. It's off the post, but Müller's there for Matchday. Big goal for Bayern. The pressure was always mounting. They had 4 corners in a row. United never escaped. And this one, well, it trickles through to Alex, off the post. In the end, Matchday, right place, right time. And it's a huge, huge goal for Bayern in the opening 10 minutes.
It's incredible. A moment of sheer brilliance from the Spaniard. Dummied the shot onto his left foot and caressed it under the goalkeeper. It's Bayern Munich 2, Manchester United 0.
This is magic. This is absolutely magic from Alex. Just when you think him not pulling the trigger leads the chance to go astray, he produces a piece of brilliance that you just don't expect. The keeper can do nothing about it. The defender on the line gets a piece of it, but it's been one-way traffic here in the opening 15 in-game minutes. Plenty of corners for Bayern. A couple of goals going their way as well. Credit to Alex. His 10th of the season.
You've got to remember, Harry, last year, Bayern Munich left their best form right to the end. Of course, winning the cup competition. Are they potentially saving their best to last again this year?
Well, maybe. It's a worry for United, of course, because these two clubs very close to each other in the league table, both battling for those top 6 spots. That final, you could argue, top 6 spot. And it will be really, really close if it stays this way.
Well, Bayern Munich are in again here. Alex is all over the pitch. A ricochet shot. Deflected up. And it looked like it might just sneak in under the crossbar. But thankfully for Manchester United, it's landed just on the roof and onto the stanchion behind.
Yeah, no deflection. That was just a controlled strike from Matchday on the edge. Just saw the keeper off his line. We're seeing this from a few teams this season, this 3 at the back formation. We actually saw Barcelona in the previous match adapt to it as well. It's working wonders for Bayern at the moment. The bodies they've got in the middle of the park is, I mean, it's just allowing them to have complete control over the game. United have not really been even in this game in the opening stages. They need to switch something up, which is exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of the switch in formation for Bayern Munich is to find a way to get Lewandowski into the mix without having to sacrifice Choupo-Moting, because Lewandowski's not been played that much this year on eFootball, but now he is.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because he was a key component of their success last season, was Lewandowski. But early on in the season, I think Bayern were thinking, yeah, we don't need two big men. Whereas now they're kind of warming to the idea, and they look phenomenal so far in the opening 25. They really, really do. United just trying to get a mental reset here just to even get something on the board.
Yeah, you've got the pace from Koeman and Serge Gnabry as well on the right-hand side. The two defensive midfielders just sitting in, allowing the front five, which includes Thomas Müller as well, remember, to go and do the damage. And damage is exactly what they've produced, and it's now damage limitations at this moment in time for Manchester United.
So just don't give it goals after goals. Let's try to build up good chances as we already do.
Well, it doesn't get easier for either club on Matchday 9. United's next opponents, Juventus. Bayern's next opponents, AS Monaco. It doesn't get much easier.
Which is why both teams will be so hell-bent on getting points from this game week as well. And this isn't an easy matchup to get points off each other.
Not at all.
Well, we talk about mentality in this competition. We're going to need to see something very, very strong now from Manchester United if they're to get anything from this first game. They can do it, but they've got to be brave, and they've got to be almost perfect from now on. Thomas Müller with the ball across the face, and they're not been perfect because Alex is in again here, and it's Bayern Munich 3, Manchester United 0. And this is an Alex Alguacil masterclass.
It really is, because remember, even the opening goal that Matchday scored, it was Alex's initial shot with Kingsley Coman that allowed that to happen. It's a great find from the wing. This time it's Matchday returning the favour into Alex. United have not been in this game at all, and you can see the frustration. They just have not got out of the blocks at all. Not a single attack worth noting in the opening half hour, and they find themselves 3 down.
What an incredible performance so far from Bayern Munich. And they're going again here. Almost toying with Manchester United. And it's dropped to Matchday. The captain, Jose, picks it up. Finds Matchday again now. Alex picks it up. Turns. Left foot shot. Oh! It's an incredible scissors volley. And Bayern Munich are in dreamland.
This is absolutely calamitous for United, but take nothing away from the way Bayern are playing. This is like the Bayern from last season. They're getting to the byline. They're making the defence work backwards. Alex does great work here. And the finish from Matchday, who joins Alex on a hat-trick now. It's wonderful. Like you said, Bayern in dreamland. This is the perfect start for them. When they entered this match, they had so much work to do. Bayern are in dreamland.
Well, we often talk about Bayern Munich being resolute, fairly clinical in front of goal, but not too flashy. They don't create too many chances. Well, they've got 4 goals today inside 34 minutes, Harry. They've proved us wrong.
I mean, the defence right now for United, non-existent. They're just rolling through them, Bayern, with so much ease. Something has to change.
It reminds me very much of the first game of the day, Roma versus Arsenal.
Absolutely, very similar parallels. But this is just, it looks too easy for Bayern, and United need to get their ducks in a row here.
Punched away. Wasn't a great clearance, and Bayern Munich win possession back again. Cam's down at the bottom right-hand side of your screen, shaking his head. They are absolutely shell-shocked. They don't know where to go right now. They're losing every single 50-50. We often find with Manchester United, they actually tend to play better in the second game, because we often talk to them after the game and they mention how they change formation, or, you know, slight personnel changes based on the team that they're playing against. We may see something again here. They may have seen this new formation that Bayern Munich are playing, and they've simply not been able to find a solution to it just yet.
Absolutely, the kings of the adjustments. I think there'll be adjustments to be made as well.
Oh, they're trying anything and everything right now.
Maybe they'll make some adjustments going into the second half, because at this point the game is gone, unless you can find at least 4 goals here if you are United. But they haven't even had a shot on goal, have they?
No, and that's the worrying sign, is that they've not created anything. And defensively, it's not that they've made errors. There's, you know, they've been well and truly swamped in this first half. And like you said, I think they will make changes at half-time. Not so much to try and get back into this game. I think this game's gone. But just to give them a bit of feeling about where they go in the second game. Because if they can make the changes and it works, and they maybe keep the score to 4-0, maybe 4-1, you know, 5-2, something like that, then they can build on that for the second game and try and go and win that one.
Yeah, well read there from Cam's bringing the keeper across. It's something that Bayern like to do so often. Certainly last season, but this season as well, utilise Lewandowski up front from throw-ins. Almost makes them like corners, and just go for the long throw, get it on his head, hope he wins a knockdown. But that time Cam's alert to the danger. Just every time Bayern get a throw-in in the final third, just keep an eye on the players in the box, because Choupo-Moting, Lewandowski, great in the air.
Yeah, we've got we've had a few great individual performances so far today, and Alex will certainly be up there in the question as well for a possible MVP shout after, well, just 47 minutes. We've got a long way to go, of course, but best goal last match day, he might be in with a shout for MVP for this one as well. He's really coming to the boil in the competition.
Yeah, good end to the half there for United. That's their first and only shot of the game so far. You mentioned Alex. I also think Matchday is within a shout of that, because, I mean, he's up on, I think, 13, maybe 12 assists on the season now. That means he started today on 10, so he's assisted both of Alex's goals and scored 2 of his own as well. So let's not overlook Matchday here, because, I mean, all of Bayern really are just playing absolutely phenomenal. And United, I mean, they have a huge hole to dig themselves out of here going into the second half.
Unbelievable.
Just hear O'Neill there with the word unbelievable. I don't think they can themselves quite believe what's happened in that first half.
Absolutely not. When you look how Bayern were playing in the first half of the season, it was nothing like this.
They very rarely get... They're almost the kings of 1 or 2 goals max. You very rarely see them really open up. But maybe they've realised they're at the stage of the season where they knew that 2 defeats, for example, and they're out.
Hay que seguir queriendo jugar, pero que está esa opción. Vamos. Si dejamos de querer jugar, se nos echan encima también. Vamos, venga.
Love that intensity there from Alex. You need to, again, maintain concentration levels at this stage of the competition. Can't let anything slip. And even if you are 4-0 up, you know how good United have been.
It's off the frame of the post. Straight from the kickoff. And it was almost a perfect start for Manchester United. Cavani dispossessed, and then I think it was Marcus Rashford coming in on his left foot, and it's hit the post. And when things aren't going your way, Harry...
Yeah, it almost feels like it's a goal against you when you miss a chance like that, because you need goals at this stage. And that was a really good chance for one. For those keeping...
Neuer almost...
Go on.
No, I was just going to say Manuel Neuer almost walked the ball over his own line then.
No, that would certainly be a gift to United, but they started the second half strong. I mean, they ended the first half strong as well. So there's still hope, albeit very slim hope here for United to claw something out of this first game.
Yes, indeed. As the ball is out on the far touchline with Bayern Munich, who are probably just looking to get through the first 10 minutes or so, and then they'll be fairly confident that the ultimate comeback could not be completed.
Again, credit to Cams there, bringing the keeper out from the throw-in. Looking for Lewandowski on the header, but nothing doing. It'll be a cheap corner to concede here.
Yeah, they might have to be equally as smart defensively here. Again, good defending from Ostojic this time, running out to block the near post cross. He's going to do it again. They're going to go short into Lewandowski. Tries the little La Roulette turn. On this occasion, didn't pay off. But that's the sort of confidence that they're showing right now, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, at 4-0 up, you can afford to do that kind of thing, even if it doesn't come off. At least you gave it a good go. As things stand, Bayern would be up to 20 points, 3 points behind FC Barcelona in the final knockout spot. United, I think, regardless of what happens, are still going to be mathematically within a chance of qualification on the final match day, but they would love to get some points to go their way, just to make the job a little bit easier.
Well, yeah, because as you said at the start, both these teams have really hard games in Matchday 9, and for Manchester United to still be on 19 points going in to playing Juventus, I believe you said, either Juventus or AS Monaco, neither is an easy game.
No way.
And to have to get almost maximum points to qualify would be very, very difficult. Because those teams will be going for the top 2 spots as well, remember, to get that instant buy into the next round of the knockout.
I'm just wondering whether or not you'd rather play Monaco or Juventus at this point, because, I mean, Juventus, they only have 25 points. They're within the scrap as well of all the teams around them, so they desperately need points. And Monaco have already qualified for the knockout spots. Obviously, we know the champion mentality that Monaco possess. They're going to want to, like you said,
and finishing the top 2.
A top 2 spot, exactly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not sure. Would you rather play a hungry team or a championship team? It's stick or twist.
So Manchester United still staying with the 3 up top. Bayern Munich just bringing a few players back a little bit. Similar sort of formation. I think Thomas Muller will be coming off as well. Looking a little leggy.
I mean, this would just be such a fantastic turnaround for Bayern's season when you consider how it started. You know, 2 draws against Juventus. We kind of expected that to happen based on how good those two clubs are. Then, of course, they went up against German rivals, Schalke. 3 points apiece there. You're thinking, okay, maybe they should be taking more points away from Schalke, but after how we've seen Schalke play so far, they're looking pretty good. But it was really the lack of points they took away from Celtic, who are now obviously mathematically eliminated. Celtic beat them 3-2, and then they drew the second game 2-2. That's when the alarm bells started ringing for Bayern, because at that point they're kind of dropping off the pace a little bit. Then they go up against AS Roma. They win 1-0, but then lose 4-1 convincingly in the second game. And it's just not the Bayern Munich we've expected them to be. You think about Matchday 5, they go up against Arsenal. They lose both of those games, and then they're really, really off the pace. So by halfway through the season on Matchday 5, they're looking down and out. They're now 4-0 up against United, who are around them in the table, battling for the final playoff spots. It's just such a great turnaround, and we always knew they were capable of it, but United here, they're well and truly beaten in the first game. They have their sights set on the second.
Yeah, crucially, remember, let's not get too excited if you're a Bayern Munich fan, because if they were to lose the next game, for example, they would still be outside of the top 6 spots going into the final match day. And as we said before, they have a very tricky task ahead of them in that game. So, as things stand, both of these two teams have a similar fate, really, at the back end of this season. And which of them can come out the stronger? So far, Bayern Munich have definitely produced the first knockout. But is it enough to win the battle?
Just goes to show how concentrated and committed Bayern are. Even 4-0 up in the second half, they're still making these tactical changes. They still want to experiment things and, of course, keep United guessing on what kind of game plan they're going to bring to that second game, which is smart. It really is. It's almost a psychological battle out there between these two clubs.
Well, yeah, I think it's the fine margins at this level. If they were to be able to get a goal here, for example, Manchester United, or find a way to break through, it's such a big psychological difference potentially going into the next game. And equally, if you're Bayern Munich, you've got that winner's mentality. You definitely don't want to concede. You don't want to give them an in into that next game, because you know if you go in at 4-0, it's a big difference. 4-1, 4-2, for example, and you start to think, oh, have Manchester United sussed them out a little bit? And then it makes that next game a lot easier for them. So very interesting to see, though, the levels they go to, as you said.
Just looking at the United player cams at the moment, the body language, I mean, I'm no expert, but they are getting frustrated by this. Definitely, it's them waiting to resume. But they look very dishevelled. Despondent. Any other adjectives you got? Disappointed.
All the Ds.
Distraught.
Devastated.
That's a good one.
I won't say any more because I'll get something wrong. We'll quit while we're ahead.
We had a good one.
One team who is ahead, of course, is Bayern Munich. Yeah. Choupo-Moting off the field. Oberling on. And he's had a decent afternoon's work. It's been a real menace, as usual, up alongside Lewandowski. Serge Gnabry plays it through, across the face, and almost a fifth. They just seem to be able to, at times, cut through this United rearguard like a knife through butter, but on this occasion it was good defending right at the death. And now we go back into the cycle of keeping the ball and ticking that clock down, and that professionalism that we've come to expect, but they've given it away here. There's a chance for Manchester United to grab that goal that they've been searching for, to possibly suggest there may be a change of tide in the second game.
Great clearance there from Matchday, and it's interesting. We talk about maybe a psychological or a mental battle here, and from a mentality standpoint, you'd say a clean sheet for Bayern would be huge. You'd hate to concede a late goal, although it wouldn't do anything to the final result. Just to make a stand here against Manchester United, to say, hey, we can shut you out. We can score 4 and we can shut you out. That would be a huge statement going into that second game, psychologically and, of course, literally as well, because 4-goal swing is no easy feat here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ.
Indeed. 10 minutes remaining here in this first game. Rashford picks it up, plays it through. Real chance here for Cams, but again, that door slammed shut from Bayern Munich. They've been defensively incredibly resolute so far today. And they simply blew Manchester United away in that opening 30 minutes. They were 4-0 up. I think the 34th minute was the 4th goal.
Oh.
What's he given here?
I think he's given a penalty.
Oh, well, a chance for 5.
Alex is on a hat-trick too.
And everything has fallen apart for Manchester United. And it is going to be Alex for the hat-trick. Ruthless. An incredible individual performance from him. An incredible team performance from Bayern Munich. And just when things were getting a little bit dangerous for the Germans in terms of potentially, I can't believe I'm saying it, but potentially dropping out of this competition, they have come to the fore at the perfect time. And it's Bayern Munich 5, Manchester United 0.
Just having seen the foul given for the penalty, that's a soft one. That's a really soft penalty. Alex won't mind at all. He completes his hat-trick. But I feel for United, certainly one you don't often see given, but it's just not been their day to day here in this first game.
The only saving grace on that. Yeah, the only saving grace on that, of course, is it is in a game that they were already 4-0 down in. Had it been in the next game, that would have been a real tough one to take at, say, 0-0 or 1-0.
Yeah, a real sucker punch it would have been. But you're right, that is a silver lining, I suppose. Alex will be the big benefactor from it, of course, because he completes his hat-trick.
Yeah, congratulations to the Spaniard. Playing for the German Giants. We talk about silver linings. You've got to take everything you can get, really, if you're Manchester United at this moment in time.
It's just been a really, poor performance. I'm trying to think of more adjectives, but the only thing that comes to mind right now is poor from United.
Adject?
Maybe. I'm not sure what that means, but if it means that, then I think you're right. And I apologise to all United fans watching this, because right now they just don't seem to be on the same page. Just has not been the United we've expected to turn up. Not in this first game, at least. And it's difficult, based on their first game performance, to see how they're going to turn up in the second.
In towards the back post, gone for the chip. And pushed away in the end. And the first game has come to an end. Bayern Munich 5, Manchester United 0. The definition for abject, Harry, something bad to the maximum degree.
So it does mean bad. Okay. Yeah. Pretty abject performance. Look at me.
Abject. AB.
Abject. Right. Gotcha.
There you go. Yeah. Like you said, you learn something new every day with me. Yeah. That's what I bring to the table.
I left school, but stopped learning.
But back to the most important thing. And Harry, where do Manchester United go from here now?
They just have to reset. Again, it's difficult for me to really say there are a couple of unlucky goals in there, but for me, it's not so much the defence that worries me. It's the fact that they just didn't have any attacking output whatsoever. And I can't tell you what I would attribute that to. They just did not seem on the same page whatsoever. You had Bayern camped outside your own box, taking pop shots from ages away. And yeah, there's a certain amount that you can attribute to unluckiness, like the shot that goes through the defender on the line and dribbles past the post. But you can't allow Bayern to get to the byline this easily. It's just classic Bayern. It's what they did and were able to achieve last season using that tactic, which should have been a reminder to everyone in the league. Stop Bayern getting down the line. Like, you need to stop them making your defence work backwards with their back to goal, because it's so difficult to combat. The penalty, probably the most unlucky of them all, because when you see what it was given for. I mean, for me, the defender gets the ball, but they have to somehow go again and somehow work on getting something of an attacking sense going, because I mean, they just did not look like they were doing that in that first game.
It
was, to me, it was like watching two teams or two, entities going into a crucial matchup, and one of them just completely going out and seizing the day, and the other one just failing at the worst possible time. There's no other words I can really... You had a very team performance, it felt, from Bayern Munich. They all looked together, all talking all the time throughout. And Manchester United, it felt like they were three individuals sat there just watching on. So they really need to all group together in this one. And they need to motivate themselves.
Yeah, they almost looked defeated before the game's even started here.
Try to be clinical. Don't forget, don't try a fancy thing. Just normal passes, triangle in good timing, X in good timing. Allez.
Back to basics.
Keep the ball on it.
From all accounts, is probably what was in order.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like the most motivated advice, but I mean, Cams is so right in saying that, because they just weren't putting the simple things together in that first game. They weren't doing the triangles. They weren't doing the give and goes that were so effective for Bayern. And that's what happens. That's kind of scoreline.
When you're flying, like we said with Bayern Munich, when they were trying La Roulettes, etc., you can do that when you're playing well and you're full of confidence. But when you're really struggling, you need to get back to basics. You need to do the simple things. You start trying things like that and you're giving the ball away, it just, it's twice as bad. So hopefully they can turn around. They still have another 90 minutes and 3 potentially hugely important points up for grabs right now. Because remember, going into today, they were 2 points ahead of Bayern München, and they can still be 2 points ahead of Bayern München if they win this game. So the fact that they look so despondent with a game to spare is a bit surprising, actually.
It is indeed. And I mean, you win this second game, you're up onto 22 points. You're only a point behind the playoff spots. Yes, you leave it up to other results going your way in order to be in the top 6. But when you consider how close it is from second downwards, I mean, as it stands, Arsenal 25 points. They have another game to play against Roma. Juventus 25 points. Schalke 25 points. Roma 24 points. Barcelona 23 points. It's not out of the possibility, and some of these clubs have to play each other on the next match day, that you can still find yourself in a top 6 spot come the end of match day 9 in 2 weeks' time.
Well, remember as well, some of these teams that are in the current knockout stage places will be going into matchday 9 just trying to... There'll be very cagey games. There'll be so much at stake. You could easily see 2 draws, for example. That's only 2 points taken for some of these teams. So if you go into the matchday 9 and get all maximum points, or even 4 points, that could easily be enough to get into those knockout places.
Absolutely right. So it is a big, big game for United to come. You need 3 points here and you find yourself just a point behind the knockout spots with plenty of moving and shaking to be done on the final match day of the season. But you need to be up for it. You need to be ready to go. You need to believe that you can get these 3 points. They certainly stemmed the flow of the offensive Bayern towards the end of that first game.
Well, they've got a chance for the perfect start, and they've got it. It's exactly what we were saying. It's Kams who's got the goal. Why they were so despondent, I will never know, because they had another 90 minutes, and we know that this is what they're capable of. It's like almost they needed to believe in themselves more.
We'll call it business-like, shall we, from United. This is much more like it. What a turn from Kams. Absolutely incredible. Sells the entire defence who are leaning one way. This dummy right here, look at this. They all think he's going to touch it, and instead just lets it run. The finish with Martial. Absolutely wonderful. And now we're going to see what Bayern are really made of. It's all well and good, all fun and games when you're winning 4-0, doing roulettes in United's box, but how are you going to respond when you're 1-0 down and facing a bit of adversity? Well done, United, 1-0.
Well done indeed. We touched on how Bayern Munich seemed to seize the day in that first game. Well, his roles being reversed right now, because Manchester United now know that they were the team who were looking the least likely to qualify in Matchday 9. But this is going to be quite interesting, because that was a pretty nasty challenge, and a few got a little bit worried that it may be slightly more than a yellow. Yellow it is, and Bayern Munich come down the other end. It's across towards the back post. It's Lewandowski, nods it down. Choupo-Moting! And Mestre has smashed the ball into the back of the net. And once again, the two up top are caught all sorts of problems for Manchester United. They were both involved, and for me, this header down was the key to this goal, because most players possibly would have brought it down, shot first time, but he knew that Choupo-Moting was in a better position, and they play the percentages.
It's so risky as well, because Choupo-Moting's on the floor still from challenging the ball previously. Well, strap yourself in, folks, because this one's going to be a bumpy ride. Put your seatbelts on. 6 goals, 12 assists on the season for Mestre. Vital. And I was asking the question, how are Bayern going to respond to a bit of adversity? Oh boy, have they responded.
They have indeed, and that goal from Mestre, another example of what you said earlier about all the accolades potentially being talked about with Alex, but he's had a really, really impressive match day himself, with another goal to his name, and he is coming to the fore at the crucial time of the competition as well. Now we flip the question, how do Manchester United respond with that disappointment? Well, they're playing the triangles, they're playing the simple passes at this moment in time, it seems, that Cam suggested in the pre-match talk, but they've given it away here. And now it's Bayern Munich who pick up the possession, and Alex finds Jose. Well, one back though by Osterbuch, and he tries to find O'Neill, and the referee has awarded a free kick.
It's been a bit better though from United so far this game, but well, Bayern are in now. Tackled well by Osterbuch, back on the defensive side of the ball, but yeah, they are certainly threatening Bayern a bit more, even though it's a bit of one-way traffic at the moment.
Oh, it's just sneaked up over the top. It could have gone absolutely anywhere, but thankfully for Manchester United, it's gone over the top, and it's going to go down as a great save.
Again, it's classic Bayern though. You need to stop them getting to the byline, because they'll cut it back across goal, and that's where the majority of their goals lie.
If any of you are new to the stream and have just seen the score from the first game, You might be a little bit surprised. We do have a bit of information regarding a possible bit of lag for Manchester United in that first game, which may explain a slightly poor performance. But according to the rules of the game, that if the lag is coming from your end, i.e. if you cause the lag, then unfortunately no rematch will be played if you do go on to lose the game. So it may explain the performance, but unfortunately there's not a lot they can do about it.
Well, no, it does make sense though, is that attacking output was just not there for United in that first game. Real chance here for Alex maybe to make it 2-1. There's been a couple in quick succession for Bayern. Great save. I think it was from Cams in the end, who pushes it wide. A goal scorer in the opening couple of minutes, potentially denying a goal there.
In towards the near post, and somehow the shot came in, but it has gone the wrong side of the post. But this is much better from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it really is. You would never have thought they conceded in the opening moments of the match, because since then they have just gone from strength to strength. Don't count United out just yet though.
Cavani on the right-hand side. Back to Fernandes, both on a yellow card. Finely balanced here, halfway through. Well, just over halfway through the first half, half an hour on the clock. Manchester United 1, Bayern Munich 1, in a game that is really important now for Manchester United to get all 3 points. Scott McTominay now goes into the book.
Yeah, he joins Fernandes and Cavani, so there's a few that are a bit of a flight risk here for United if they're not careful, but as things stand, it would be very tight indeed.
Ooh. Muller! Oh, it's come back off the goalkeeper and headed wide. A huge chance again for Bayern Munich, comes and goes, and Manchester United are living very, very dangerously right now.
Very dangerously indeed. There's been a few chances for Bayern that maybe should have ended up in goals. United really, really living dangerously. Here's how things stand. Just look at how close it is from Arsenal in second, who still have a game to play, all the way down to United in 8th. Just 5 points between them, with a possible 6-point swing between each match day. It's as close as you like.
Yeah, there is a real group forming now. And only 2, of course, have been cut adrift today. Celtic and Galatasaray, sadly, will no longer be able to qualify for the knockout stages after a really impressive late attempt in the last couple of match days to really make inroads on a fairly poor start, you'd have to say. As the ball ricochets up from Choupo-Moting over the goalkeeper. A huge save, and somehow Bayern Munich are still level.
It's the same thing again. Get the ball to the byline. Try and cut it across the goal. Bayern are trying to work that so often, and they've been having decent success, but hasn't resulted in too many goals so far. United need to watch out for that, though.
In towards the near post. Headed away to Martial. Into the final minute of added on time in the first half, and it's been a truly entertaining spectacle as usual. And it's finished. Manchester United 1, Bayern Munich 1, but Harry, how have we only had 2 goals?
Well, it's beyond me. Bayern should be over the hill and far away by this point. Just the one shot from United in the first half, and that came in the opening 2 minutes. So, unfortunately, if you're a United fan at the moment watching this, you're not having the best of times. But it is still just 1-1. They're still in this match. They still have a chance of grabbing more points, which would see them,
Okay, let's go, guys.
well,
Just
leapfrog Bayern.
we have one chance. Come
in
on,
the
just
league
one
table.
chance. But we need to build it good. Let's try to do X passes. It's calm.
Space.
I know. And it's hard because, to be honest, we just have to just can clear and stuff like that. But when we have the chance, just do short pass, good X, try to keep shield and go. And if we can do one touch, let's go. Total defense for kickoff, but they play on the wings. Careful on the wings.
We're gonna be.
So 45 minutes away from having a much clearer understanding of where these two teams are going to sit in the competition going into match day 9, the final match day, of course, before the crucial knockouts. Bayern Munich had the bulk of first half chances, and they've started the second. Now they ended the first with another chance comes and goes. And Harry, I hate to say it, but it potentially feels like it might be one of those days where they may rue these missed opportunities.
It could well end up that way. They were moving the ball so quickly then, Bayern, that United just couldn't keep tabs on the amount of players they had. And maybe a better finish there from Alex Alguacil, who's been so deadly. I mean, this entire season, really, up until this point. And maybe we're looking at Bayern being 2-1 up, but as it stands, United hanging on.
Choupo-Moting picks it up on the edge of the area. He's got support from Lewandowski. What a save from Romeo. It's turned home. And Bayern Munich are back in front. They turned this game on its head. And we said they may rue these missed opportunities. But on this occasion, they finally managed to make one pay.
Well, it was always coming, wasn't it? The momentum well and truly in Bayern's favour. In the end, it's a bit of fortune, really, that it ends up at the feet of Lewandowski with the goal gaping. It's a great finish. It really is. Again, bit of a ricochet there that United just cannot seem to get out, and it falls kindly in the end for Jose, who continues his streak of scoring on every single match day so far this season. Well done indeed, and it's hard to argue against Bayern having deserved that second goal. Now it's about how United are going to respond.
It actually looked like a cheeky nutmeg there from Choupo-Moting as the ball dropped, and the ricochet was fortunate for him. And I hate to say it, Harry, but it's the same duo we've been talking about all afternoon of Choupo-Moting and Lewandowski, both involved again. The save from Romero just wasn't enough. It was a great save from the Manchester United goalkeeper. But who was there? His strike partner, Lewandowski, to turn home. And this change-up, bringing him in, seems to be a stroke of genius from them at the back end of this season.
Absolutely it does. Dangerous area for this free kick to be in, though. Bruno Fernandes, very, very handy on set pieces. Will they play it short or go for goal, I wonder?
Well, it's going to be Paul Pogba by the looks of things. Oh, my word! Oh, my word. And just when you need a moment of sheer magic to grab yourself a lifeline and drag yourself back into a competition, that is the sort of majestic quality you need. And Paul Pogba fits the billing.
Well, I'm not sure who's going to be credited with this goal. I think it was Cam standing over the free kick, but either way, Pogba, the second man on the free kick, just undoes all of Bayern's hard work. It's a great finish. Great strike from the dead ball situation. And that's going to trigger the changes on the other side, but well, I think that's only their second shot of the game, if I'm not mistaken, United. And 100% conversion rate is not too shabby at all.
Not indeed. Well, they've made Choupo-Moting a counter-attack target now, Bayern Munich, as Lewandowski leaves the field and is replaced by Tillman. And confirmation there of the goal from Kams, and he may not get a better one than that.
Certainly not. And that, I mean, that throws the spanner in the works a little bit in terms of Bayern's kind of celebration party, because now all of a sudden you have to try and find another goal to put United to bed, whereas Manchester United now will no doubt be galvanised by that and fancy themselves to get 3 points away from Bayern here.
Interestingly, Harry, they didn't change anything really formation-wise, Manchester United, like we said they might in this second game. They have produced a better performance. They've obviously
don't just clear or
tested the luck a few times with some Bayern Munich chance. It has been a better second performance, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. It really has. And I think it's just coming down to trusting the process if you're Manchester United and just relying on your team to pull through when the going gets tough.
But it's these sorts of situations where you really begin to understand which of these players simply just want it more. Very evenly matched. And it's going to be Bruno Fernandes to take the corner towards the back post. It's headed goalwards by Scott McTominay. I think it was Jose, the captain, controlling him, and it wasn't actually. It was Kams again. And he's headed it over the top, Harry. That's a huge chance.
Huge chance indeed, and they're starting to come more frequently now for United. Be worrying if you're Bayern, but here they go down the line again. Watch for them trying to get to that byline. Well, cut out by Eldridge, but it will be a corner. Very, very
absolutely
difficult situation indeed for both clubs.
They absolutely love a set piece, Bayern Munich. And it's going to be Nemanja Matic who's going to come across again to try and cut down that angle. And that's exactly what he's done. And he's forced out for a throw. Brilliant defending.
Yeah, just watch out again, though, for the big men in the box. Tillman and I think Choupo-Moting still on the pitch. So that's going to be the target here from this throw-in. It's not the end of the world that Bayern have a throw-in here.
Well, the goalkeeper's come out again. Brilliant play. I think it was Kams again to manually draw the goalkeeper out. He's done that a few times today.
He has obviously done his research and his homework on how Bayern like to play.
Oh, it's a mistake. Emmanuel Neuer just manages to get there before Rashford. It really is on a knife edge right now. 20 minutes remaining. Manchester United 2, Bayern Munich 2. Bayern Munich with 3 points already in the bag. But this game, this swing of potential points could be huge in the competition, knowing that both these two teams have really, really difficult Matchday 9 games in Juventus and AS Monaco. And Rashford breaks away. It's a real chance here. O'Neill's been hacked down. The referee plays on. And Kams has caressed the ball into the bottom right-hand corner. And Manchester United take the lead right towards the back end of the match.
That's incredible. What a turnaround from United. I thought the referee might pull this one back, but he plays such a good advantage. Bayern obviously sensing the danger, decided to bring the man down. We'll see it again here on the replay. Right here when Rashford's through, Jose hacks him down. I thought the referee might bring out the red card, but plays such a good advantage. And United, is that the winner? is that the winner that secures them 3 points here today?
It was actually Mason Greenwood who got the finish, and he won the ball in the air in the build-up as well. It was really important play from him. And that is the advantage of a player like Greenwood. He can play with both feet, left and right. And presented with an opportunity, he's happy to take the strike with either. And on this occasion, as he has done all season really, he's been pretty lethal in front of goal.
Well, here's the fun part for us as commentators, not the fun part for Bayern, but now we get to see what kind of gung-ho Bayern looks like, because, I mean, they're already playing a 3 at the back, so there's not exactly too many more bodies you can pour forward. It's more about tactically how they're going to switch things up. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see, I think it's Eldridge just, again, shoring up that middle of the park. But again, I'm thinking the danger lies from Bayern when they get to the byline, with the likes of Sane, with the likes of Costa, even Gnabry, where they can pull it back to one of the men waiting in the middle is where the danger is going to lie. So just keep an eye on that for the final 15 or so in-game minutes in our final match of the day.
It has absolutely flown by. Drama left, right and centre. We've had Monaco qualifying for the knockout stages. We've had Celtic and Galatasaray crashing out of the competition. And we've had everything in between, including Manchester United and Bayern Munich, who are just trying to edge their way ever closer to a Matchday 9, where they might just be able to qualify for the knockout stages. And it would be a shock to see either of these not qualify. It would have been at the start of the season anyway, but unfortunately that is the case. That with a competition of this kind of quality, you're pretty surprised if any of them don't go through.
Tell you what, credit to Cams as well. He completes his hat-trick with that finish. Absolutely wonderfully done. He's really stepped up in a big way here for United.
And he's on the ball again here with Edison Cavani. Lovely strength there shown by the Uruguayan. He's forced a corner. Mason Greenwood looks in a pretty tasty position on the edge. Possibly it's a really poor pass in the end. He certainly would hate to concede a goal, and, well, they made sure that that mistake was not costly. Surely the referee will be brandishing a yellow card. And Eric Bailly receives it. 10 minutes, Harry. Are Bayern Munich going to get an equaliser? That's the question.
Well, it's not impossible. It's not out of the question. For United, it's about keeping the ball and trying to kill some of this clock away. And making sure that they don't even have an opportunity to do so. But they have the ball here, get it to the corner, or even try and go for goal.
Oh, we've seen the goalkeeper off his line! Oh, my word!
What have we just seen?
That is quite possibly one of the most remarkable goals of the eFootball.Pro League iconic season. And you can see it from the players' reaction. That they cannot believe it themselves. It's Bayern Munich 2. It's Manchester United 4.
Thank you, Neuer. Thank you.
But that goal might go down in history.
Come on.
Just hearing Eldridge say thank you, Neuer. It's from the halfway line. It's absolutely miraculous. It secures the 3 points. It's from his own half.
The audacity, the quality to take it on, the confidence. And Eldridge, Cams and Osterbuch. Even Osterbuch has broken a smile, Harry. You know that it's something special when you get an emotional reaction from the Ice King. Incredible scenes. And Manchester United, well worthy of 3 points, surely now. From there, going for it again.
What?
I'm absolutely speechless. I thought for a second it was an instant replay.
Oh la 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 la! What? Doing good, huh?
I generally don't know what to think anymore.
What? Is it Eldridge again? Because I was going to say he's 10,000 euros richer for the best goal of the match day, but now all of a sudden we've got a competitor. It's from his own half again. What's Neuer doing? Absolutely embarrassed.
Bayern Munich are absolutely shell-shocked.
All of a sudden, losing 5-0 in the first game, it's not looking so bad.
It's Manchester United 5, Bayern Munich 2. And it's just incredible what we've witnessed in this last 10 minutes. Let's not forget the most important thing, I'm sure, for all involved and Manchester United right now in this competition is 3 points to hopefully qualify in Matchday 9 for the knockout stages. But take nothing away from 2 moments of sheer magic. And if Manuel Neuer steps off his line one more time, he's only got to look at himself and blame himself, because he's been warned, let's be honest.
I'm still in shock. To do it once is audacious.
I honestly thought that was an instant replay. I honestly thought that second one was an instant replay. I was commentating and I stopped because I thought, I'm not going to say what a great goal because it's an instant replay. And then it didn't. And I saw the goal go to 5.
It's just absolutely...
Oh, my word.
It's audacious. Fool me once. Shame on you.
Now, the only travesty about this whole situation is that we're doing this in our own homes, online. And had it been in the studio, Harry would have been off his chair because I would have been jumping on him right now. Oh, 96th minute, the referee brings the game to an end. And we talked about character.
First half was a bit laggy.
We talked about mindset. We talked about where are their heads at right now.
You see, when we can play a bit...
and Manchester United have responded in the best possible way. And even the Bayern Munich players don't know what's happened.
Well, it's out of their hands now, Bayern. It's out of United's hands as well, in fairness, but you'd certainly like as many points as you possibly can. Just look at these 2 games. It didn't look at all like United could pull out that kind of performance after what we saw in the first game. I think they had a total of 1 shot at the end of